Good evening, ladies and gents, my name is Hyoso, the bearded Balkan blabbermouth, and I'm DiscussThing. And today we're going to discuss something that I think a lot of us have been discussing and probably suspecting for months and months and months now. This is one of actually the first topic that I covered since I returned to YouTube half a year ago, and I've continued to cover it with every news that has been coming out. This is of course about Assassin's Creed Shadows and the road that Ubisoft has taken. I don't think that anyone seeing what's been happening in the last 6-7 months with the company, or even a bit more, could not see that they're going in a very, very bad direction, and that possibly this is their final days as a company as we know them. Either they're gonna be bought out, either they're gonna file for bankruptcy, and they only actually have one ace up their sleeve that I don't think is a very good ace, and I don't think it's a very good and strong sleeve. If you remember, we had Assassin's Creed Shadows originally coming out in November of last year already. That was delayed until Valentine's Day and on Black History Month, meaning that it was going to come out February 14th, and that was the case until yesterday. Yesterday evening, where I'm from, we received an update from all X accounts of Assassin's Creed Shadows. And this is the message that they posted. Dear players, we want to extend our heartfelt thanks to our incredible fans and dedicated teams for your unwavering support since our announcement in September to further refine and polish Assassin's Creed Shadows. Sure. Since November, we've been thrilled to share our progress through gameplay overviews, and the overwhelming excitement has truly inspired us. I don't know what overwhelming excitement. I have struggled to find positive comments regarding the gameplay that we were shown last year. Each week has brought valuable feedback from our community. While we've already made remarkable strides, we believe a few additional tweaks are needed to implement that feedback and ensure an even more ambitious and engaging day one experience. Now, I'm gonna give them that. I've seen several clips that I'm going to show you, and I'm sure you have seen as well, that they have indeed seemed to have tweaked a lot of things in regards to movement and combat, but we'll get to that. Accordingly, the new release date is March 20th of 2025, so now not in Black History Month, because apparently they finally got a little bit smart about releasing their game during Black History Month with a black protagonist that was in the center of a whole lot of controversy. We remain committed to delivering a high-quality immersive experience fostered by ongoing dialogue between our players and development teams. I don't know what kind of dialogue you have been conducting or to who you have been talking with. However, if you had taken the feedback, and if you had even taken the time to go through your posts and through everything that the people have said, and by people I mean gamers who will have to open their wallets in order to buy your game, you will have revamped the whole thing much earlier. We know you're eager to learn more about Assassin's Creed Shadows, and we're excited to share that more updates will be coming your way very soon. I have no doubt you have to market the shit out of this if you want to have any chance of making it. And this is signed by Mark Alexis Code. So, I have seen several clips like the one I'm going to show you now. Let me just pause it. And I want to clarify something. The clips that I have been seeing since the new year have been exclusively with naoe. I haven't seen a new clip about Yasuke since November. There have been some compilations that I have seen that say new gameplay footage released, and they seem to be mixing the new clips that I've been seeing with naoe with the others of Yasuke. And there is one very specific distinction that you can simply see when a clip is new or when it's a little bit older, especially when it comes to combat. And I'll just show you this clip and I'll explain in a bit. Yeah, so this is naoe, and look at how fluid the movement is now. And if you remember before, you will notice that it's now much more fleshed out. And I actually if I have to agree, if I have to be absolutely honest, it does look a lot better. It actually looks intriguing at times, even though the parkour stuff may be a little bit, in my opinion, slow. But again, this is much more fluid. Just look at how she moves. And this is only naoe. Hop, parkour gameplay. Hop. Look at how fluid. Let me just read that. Look at how fluidly she took him down without any janky just cuts on the camera. Even the graphics look a little bit more fleshed out, actually, which does speak that Ubisoft is apparently at least working on improving the visuals and stuff. I don't know if they have improved anything else besides those basic elements, but as you can see, it's much more fluid. We just have a little more. Oh, this is the part of the parkour I didn't particularly liked because it was a little bit slow in my opinion. It was a bit unnatural. But this is okay. This part is okay. Just showing off how you can jump. I want to show... No, this is the same clip. So you saw how now I took down the guard, right? And now I just want to show you something very basic here. This is from 2024. Look at when he now is going to engage a battle. Did you see the camera just being a little bit janky when he hit him? I'm gonna turn back. Exactly, look at the moment where he hits the guard. Just a second. Okay, so... Yep. Now look, you have a little bit of a tremble in the camera, and this is something that I've commented before, that this to me is not fleshed out because this is an artificial, in my opinion, way to simulate impact physics, and they have, at least in naoe's new gameplay, they have removed that part and it's much more fleshed out. But enough about that. What I want to show you is that Jeff Keighley himself also commented that Ubisoft, they have confirmed that leading advisors have been hired to look at transformational, strategic, and capitalistic options to extract the best value for stakeholders. This is on Ubisoft. This is basically corporate talk for things are very deep in shit. And I'll show you this article from that marketplace, which is from today, and I highly recommend that you read it, that Ubisoft seemingly prepping for bankruptcy ahead of Assassin's Creed Shadows release, as past failures spell almost certain doom. If you remember my previous videos and if you've seen other videos of other creators who comment on exactly how bad 2024 was for Ubisoft, you would know that they have lost around $3 or $4 billion on games that they have released alone. These were financial losses in the billions, which is absolutely abhorrent, and they have not made any net revenue to counter that. The article says that Ubisoft's abysmal credit rating rooted in troubling financial measures such as 1.4 billion euro net debt, which is around almost $2 billion. Their stock cap is 85% down, which is something that we have already covered, which is absolutely abhorrent in the span of 4 years. They have over 18,000 employees, which is just the salary costs of that many people is amazing. They have a lot of studios. They have a studio in my town where I live in, and they have around 200 people here alone. And I just want to show you something that back in 2012, when THQ had filed for bankruptcy, the company made a similar move before its eventual collapse, and that similar move is exactly what Jeff Keighley has said about hiring advisors and financial experts. So, and that means that apparently, if history is to repeat itself, Ubisoft is prepping for either bankruptcy or to be sold off. They don't want to do it because they still have Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I must say something, if nothing else, the marketing campaign for Assassin's Creed Shadows is very strong. It has kicked off quite a bit by having a lot of X accounts that I don't think have been very active before that, but they have just exploded with sharing news, sharing video clips, sharing a lot of material from insiders, from just news articles, from official Ubisoft accounts, and they have stated themselves that they are Assassin's Creed Shadows account for the news and etc. And they have been multiplying like cockroaches. A lot of them. I have went to a point that at a certain point on my feed on X, I have seen 5 clips from different accounts that are exactly the same in the span of several minutes. But there is something very, very important I want to mention regarding Assassin's Creed Shadows, and that I don't think any of this is accidental. I don't think that they wanted to release it on Black History Month was accidental. And I do now think, in my opinion, that they knew that this is going to cause a backlash. At least someone who made that decision knew that, because the new official date for Assassin's Creed Shadows is March 20th. And you would ask, okay, what's so important about March 20th? Well, to me or to you, maybe nothing. It's just a date. It's probably like it's around where the official spring as the season starts. However, this is from Vera Dark. However, this post from Vera Dark says a different story. If you Google what happened on March 20th in Japan, which this game is catered to, you'll see this message. March 20th in Japanese history is most notably, repeat, most notably known for the Tokyo subway sarin attack, which occurred on this date in 1995, where members of the Aum Shinrikyo Code released nerve gas into the Tokyo subway system, killing 13 people and injuring thousands. This event is considered one of the worst domestic terror attacks in Japan's history. And I point to you again that this is emboldened in their official message. I am almost 100% sure that they're doing this on purpose, and someone is working to bring out that controversy. Now, again, March 20th might not mean anything to someone like you or me or a lot of other countries, but in Japan, to which this game is supposed to be catered to at the most, choosing that date is like choosing that one particular day in September to release a parallel flight simulator that gives you points to run into buildings, because that same domestic terrorist group in Japan that we just read about is made out of people who do assassinations and who have allegedly carried out assassinations as per the Wikipedia article, and they have been convicted of it and they are known for it. So releasing that game that features assassins in the name and deals with that activity, and we have seen gameplay that you need to assassinate a prolific figure there on that date in Japan, is just, to me, intentional sabotage of the franchise. Again, this is just my opinion, but I refuse to believe that this is accidental. I refuse to believe that nobody in the entire company who is connected to the entire project, especially when you're supposed to have regional experts for Japan, has not said it's not okay to put it on that day. I truly have no idea what Ubisoft is thinking. I don't think that they will succeed in any way with Assassin's Creed Shadows. To give you a runabout, even if we're being conservative and can just say that Assassin's Creed Shadows will probably cost around $200 million production costs. With the delays, with everything, they'll need to sell around 5 or 6 million copies in the first month in order to make the bank and just show the investors and show everyone that they can do it. Now, my personal predictions as of this point is that when it releases, Assassin's Creed Shadows will probably sell around 300,000 or 400,000 copies as it stands, which is very low, because if you remember my Dragon Age The Veilguard videos, I was correctly describing exactly how much of a failure Dragon Age Veilguard will be based on the first 3 days after release, and it turns out that it was actually even worse than even I predicted, and I was very generous. But if Assassin's Creed Shadows fails to sell at least 1.5 to 2 million copies in the first 3 or 4 days after it releases on March 20th, I don't think that it will capture enough momentum to even cover its costs. Again, we don't know the costs. We're being conservative on them. We also have marketing budget. We don't know how much the delay exactly cost, although I've seen estimates around 20 to 30 million. This was with a delay for February 14th. With the additional delay, we don't know. But in the end, if the game doesn't do well in the first 3 or 4 days, it will fail miserably on every level, and it will just be the final nail in the coffin of Ubisoft as a company. I have also had a lot of people post, and I have also thought about it myself, that these delays are actually for the purpose of removing Yasuke as a protagonist and just giving him either a much smaller role in the game or just scrubbing him off from the story. If you remember, there were rumors and alleged stories that the original model was actually Asian and that it was removed afterwards in favor to just replace it with Yasuke. So they might try to bring that back and just record voice lines and whatever, which does sound like far-fetched, but I think that with the release of the new gameplay and with Yasuke missing, at least from what I've researched, and I've looked at a lot of clips, trust me on that, to see something new from Yasuke that we haven't seen in the past 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and I couldn't find any. So they might just be scrubbing Yasuke off in order to appease gamers, and if we are to trust their message that they want to implement the feedback and ensure an even more ambitious and engaging day one experience, that would mean that they are late, but hopefully not too late in their eyes, listening to the people who would make them money, aka gamers. As of this moment, we don't know anything more. We're probably going to see some more gameplay trailers, we're going to see some more reviews, and we're going to see another attempt to hype people up. I personally do want to play that game just for me to experience exactly how much they did wrong and how much they attempted to remedy. This is to me because I want to have the full picture, and if my PC can handle it, then I will gladly play it to just stream and see exactly what the experience will be. But until then, we remain with open eyes and awaiting for new and more reviews to see exactly how much of a shit show will this be, and if Ubisoft will actually survive until the release of Assassin's Creed Shadows, or will they just file for bankruptcy in the following few days. Thank you for watching this video up until now. If you did, if you like my content, press the like and subscribe button, comment down your thoughts, and tell me what you think about what's happening with Ubisoft. If you want to support me directly, press the join button and become part of the DiscussThing guild. And if you want to help homeless animals and animals in shelters, please click the Patreon link down in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. I was DiscussThing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers and stay fresh.